Ho Chi Minh was born in 1890 and passed away in 1969. He was a Vietnamese Communist revolutionary leader and Prime Minister from 1945 to 1955 and the President from 1945 to 1969 of the Democratic Republic of North Vietnam. He led the Viet Minh independence movement from 1944, establishing the Communist-ruled Democratic Republic of Vietnam in 1945 and defeating the French in 1954 at the Battle of Điện Biên Phủ. Ho Chi Minh was born as Nguyễn Sinh Cung. His father Sinh Sắc was a Confucian teacher. Initially, Ho Chi Minh talks very much about the Confucianists and he mastered the art of Chinese writing along with Vietnamese writing. According to the Confucian traditional, his father gave him a new name, Nguyễn Tất Thành. It means accomplished when he was 10 years old. In 1911, Ho Chi Minh was very young, about 21 years old. One day, he and his friend, who named him Mr. Lê, walked around Saigon. Suddenly, Ho Chi Minh asked his friend, "Mr. Lê, are you love our country?" His friend replied, "Of course I do." Ho Chi Minh continued, "Can you keep this secret?" "Sure, you are my company." Ho Chi Minh said, "I want to go abroad in order to learn the advancement from French and other countries. After learning how to do, I will return to have my compatriot. But going alone, there are many risks such as illness and bullying. Do you want to go with me?" His friend said, "But you, where do we get money to go abroad?" "Here, this is our money. We work everything to live and to go," Ho Chi Minh said and held out his hand. Fascinated by the enthusiasm of Ho Chi Minh, his friend agreed immediately. But next day, Ho Chi Minh came to the wharf to with his friend, but his friend didn't appear. After that, Ho Chi Minh took up a job as a kitchen helper at the French steamer ship on the May 1911. And his country upon reaching the French in December 1911, and he tried his luck to get admission of the French Colonial Administrative School, but in vain. This hurt him. He decided to travel the world by working on the ship by 1911 to 1917. By 1919, Ho Chi Minh took to the politics seriously. He joined the Vietnamese nationalist group Nguyễn Ái Quốc, and then he used his name as a third name. Ho Chi Minh fought the civil rights of Vietnamese people, and he led the Vietnamese nationalist group and became a founding member of the French Communist Party, and he joined some politics classes and deeply involved with the young education classes and lecturing young Vietnamese revolutionary. And he also travels and visits some city to develop himself and get admission for a long time. When he was upon gaining entry to China by the end of 1938, he was serving advisor of the Chinese Communist effort, and in 1940, he changed his name as Ho Chi Minh. It means who enlightened in Vietnam. In 1944, he led the Viet Minh independence movement, and at first, his army had only 34 members, including 3 women and 31 men. But only 5 years later, Ho Chi Minh Army aggregate about 50,000 members and successful military action against French and Japanese in the World War II. In 1954, Ho Chi Minh came back Vietnam and he reached as a chairman of Vietnam of the provisional government after the August revolutionaries. He is initialing the new powerful. He issued the proclamation of the independence movement from, and he read this for Vietnamese people and making the beginning of the Indochina.